Hey everyone, welcome back to Creative Chaos with Carrie. I am Carrie, and today I'm going to start setting up November in my Archer and Olive A5 bullet journal. I am going to be using the November Cocoa Daisy kits that I did receive. So I do have some of it like set up, knowing what I want to use where and all of that. So we are just going to go ahead and get started. The first thing that I want to do is I really want to put this pocket down. I think it is adorable. It also came with like different journaling cards. Obviously, I'm going to use November over here. But I really liked this observations, and I thought that it would be nice to be able to make a list here about my observations of November and, just be able to keep it right here in my bullet journal. So we're going to start with that. It's pretty easy. It's just a sticker. It peels right off. So we're just going to smush that down right there. And then I can stick that back in there. And then I had this sticker. It says warm and cozy is my favorite, and I want to put that like up here in the corner. It doesn't bother me that the piece of paper is going to cover it up a little. So we will get this peeled off. Maybe. There we go. There we go. Now that is done. And then I just have some paper that I tore out of my Daisy Traveler's Notebook that I get with the subscription. And then, just figured out where I wanted it and everything. And I'm going to use my glue tape to tape it down. I have a ton of these glue tapes because I use so many of them. Not just in my journals and with planning stuff, but for making homemade cards. They're very useful for that as well. All right. And then I want to put November down over that one, but then I want this one to go over the top of that because I want to be able to see the ripped edge. So now we will glue tape this one and get that put down. I'm going to try and center it as good as I can, but sometimes it's difficult to do that. All right. Feel like right there is pretty good. It is much harder to pick this up using the glue tape than most stickers. Most of the time it will rip. All right, and then we will glue this one down. And I do have like a glue marker that I can use for the edges if it starts to peel up too bad. And I did already corner around that so that it would hopefully, oh no, be easier than trimming it. So there we go. All right, I do like that. I do have like a ton of stickers like spread out all over the top and down here that are all from the kits that are mushroom themed. I have a ton of washi over here that I plan to use. I have stamps over here. I just have stuff absolutely everywhere. So I may come back in, decorate this more, but for now, that is what I want. Next, we're going to do the monthly calendar. I have some day of the week stickers I want to use. I have the date dot stickers that I want to use. Some other stickers that we could be able to use in this. And then these are pet tape stickers, but they are not pre-cut. So I went ahead and like cut out the ones that I wanted to use. So like this one I want to put over here. But first we're going to draw in the calendar, and I'm going to use the brown Tombow Twin Tone to do that rather than using black. I wanted to use brown. I want to like try and keep the colors cohesive, and then I do have like for the stamps and stuff, I have some Archer and Olive calligraph markers. I have mustard, pine cone, deep fern, and carmine that I might use those colors on the stamps instead of actually like having to use my stamp pad, which only gives me like, you know, a couple color options because I don't have a ton of colors in stamping ink pads. I have like a violet, and I have the espresso from Archer and Olive. I have black. I have gray. And then in VersaFine, I have like a couple different blue colors, but I didn't feel like many of those went well with the colors that I am going for this month. So the only one that would be the espresso brown, and I wanted more options, so I pulled out some calligraphs. So we will see what happens. September is like a kind of weird month as far as how all your dates go. And now I'm wondering if I even have enough. I think I do. Probably should have looked at a calendar when I was drawing this out in pencil to make sure that I had it right. That's okay. Wouldn't be the first time that I messed it up, and definitely won't be the last time. So I'll get these lines drawn, and then we will go back and erase my pencil marks. That one was a little crooked, but that's okay. Trying to figure out how to decorate in November is always hard for me because my birthday is always the week of Thanksgiving, and so I'm always like, oh, should I decorate for Thanksgiving or should I decorate for my birthday? So this year I'm just not going to decorate for either one. I'm just going with a totally neutral theme. Figured that was my best option. All right, that side is done. Now for this side. Thought about pre-drawing everything before I started to video, but then it like cuts out a lot of the whole entire process, and I like to be able to show the whole process. For me to like map out everything that I wanted at the beginning of the month took maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and then all of that thinking is already done, so then all I have to do is actually do it, which usually takes, sometimes it'll take like an hour, sometimes it just depends how much I go back in and decorate and, you know, do all of that. So, and then there's sometimes that I go back through on the, you know, once I have everything set up, and then just add a whole bunch of stuff to everything. All right, let's erase this one in case I go over the line at all. Get that as close to the bottom as I can. Just barely went over the line, which is fine. All right, so that one is done. Now let's go through, try to do this so that it doesn't shake the camera all that much. At the end of October, I'll do a flip through of October, but I was not prepared at all when I did October, and things that I would have wanted at the beginning of the month that I put at the beginning of the month for November are spread out throughout my weekly pages, my journaling pages. It's just everywhere, and I didn't want that to happen again for November. So I went ahead and started drawing everything out early so that I could have everything where I wanted it. I did go through and like change and move stuff and all of that a couple of different times, but I just wanted it to be more cohesive than October was, because October was, you'll see when I do a flip through, it's a mess. All right, I'm going to swipe all of this into my trash can, but I have to be careful not to let any of my stuff that I want to use go in the trash can with it from pages behind here. All right. There we go. Now I think I'm going to put my days down, and then we're going to stamp November over here, but I think I want to put my stickers down for the days of the week before I do that, and I want to use these. So we're going to go Sunday. Saturday's already poking off, so we might as well take it. Get that one off of there. Friday. Thursday. Come on, Wednesday. Come on. There we go. All right, so I think I am done with this sticker sheet for now, so we will get it out of the way. I'm going to use this. It's just a cutting mat, but it's a very thick one. So I like to use it when I stamp because it, you know, gives a little more. And then I have my November stamp out. I just have to figure out what color I want to do it. I think we might do it the carmine color and just give it a little pop, or we could do, let's do mustard. So just color it on here. it all colored on there. I just turn the pen, the calligraph sideways to do it. All right, and then we're going to put the book like this so that it'll be flat. And then we will put the stamp down. Apply pressure, but don't rock it. And then lift straight up. And then I will go over with the calligraph and darken it in. Oops, wrong end. There we go. All right, now I am going to go in with my date dot stickers. These are also Cocoa Daisy. And we're just going to put those down quick. The other thing that I want to keep in mind is that I also have a mushroom theme that I would like to use in May of next year, and so anything that I don't use from this kit that is all like mushroom related, I will save for what I want to do in May of next year. May here in Northeast Iowa is usually when it is good like mushroom hunting season. And so that's why I want to make sure that I have or save my leftovers to be able to use it then. And if I don't have a ton, then I might just do like a weekly mushroom spread. But I definitely know that I want to be able to use any leftovers that I have for that. I have a couple of themes already picked out for what I want to do for next year. Like in January, I want to use the Archer and Olive Endless Possibilities kit. And then I do have like a previous Cocoa Daisy subscription that was also tea related, so I will probably mishmash those together. And then I just figured, you know, like Endless Possibilities, it has some goal related, you know, sayings and stuff like that, and I figured that it would be good for January. So I definitely want to use that. Then I don't have any idea what I want to do for February yet. I don't know that I want to do Valentine's theme. It's just not, I don't want to look at it and have it make me sad every time I look at it, so I think I will pick a different theme than Valentine's. All right, we have that done. I thought there was a header on here that I wanted to do. We can put notes over here. Maybe. There we go. And then I think I want to use this mushroom washi down here along the bottom. I'm just going to line it up right there with that, and then right along the bottom dots. Push it into the crease there, and then come over here. I think I'm just going to do a straight line right there. Rather than have just a little piece right there around the sticker. All right, and then put that back. Oh, I also have some Archer and Olive stickers that I could use too. I don't think I want to use the ones with the frogs, but just the mushroom ones would be cute. Unless I do decide to use a frog somewhere, who knows. So I have those as an option also. I want to put something right here. Just have to see what will fit. I think most of these are going to be too big. There's a couple small ones over here. That one might work if I trim some of the white off around it. Let's see. I think we might, let's take, no. I was going to say I could stamp a couple on here, but I don't want to do that just yet. All right. How tall are you? You. All right, I'm going to take some off of here and put them down over here. And we'll get one more. I think I want to go with this one. There we go. Then we'll put these two over there. Get the backs peeled off of them. That's the hardest part. It's the hardest thing to do when you have broken your thumbnails so that you hardly have anything to be able to use to pick those off. All right. Last one here. there we go. So we have the November cover page set up and the November monthly set up. And I think that is all I'm going to do for right now. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great day, evening, or night whenever you are watching this, and I will see you all soon.